Welcome to this week's episode of the Voynich Manuscript Podcast. My name is Finn Hammersley, and today I'm joined by
Jacob. Woo, yeah.
And this week, at the end of every month, we're doing Creatures of Myth. And in this case, we're doing Creatures of USA Myth. This one will be a bit different, though, because instead of going over 5 or 6 creatures, I've decided to be a clever boy and just go, you know what? What is the most popular creature from every state? And we're going to do 50. We're doing 50, but they're going to be really quick fire.
This isn't going to be quick. We're going to go through them. We're going to spend way too much time on each one. You know what?
I know we are. This. I was thinking
foreshadowing.
I was thinking before, like this morning, when I was just kind of finalizing a bunch of things. I was like, this episode is either going to be our shortest episode because we do go through all 50, spend 2 minutes on each. Even then, that's like an hour and a half.
2 hours.
Episode. Or it's going to be our longest episode by far.
Hey audience, welcome to the longest episode of the Voynich Manuscript. Sit down, strap in, get a drink, get a nice seat, make yourself comfortable. You'll be here for a while.
Get yourself a nice cozy blanket, pour yourself a hot cup of water, and just get comfy.
Do you drink hot water?
No, I don't know why I said water. I think I meant to say hot chocolate, but I said hot water.
Alright. Well, there's a lot to get through, might as well get started.
Yeah, there are 2 ways we can do this. Either go through every state alphabetically. Actually, there are 3 ways we can do this, actually. Every state alphabetically. Jacob can just pick a state, and I talk about that one.
I know all the state.
You can get a list. Or I have separated them into 4 categories. And we can
What are the categories?
The 4 categories are: these states are just a Bigfoot. These states are just a Loch Ness monster. Creatures that I've covered or plan on covering, and the rest.
Okay, alright. Let's do it this way. We'll alternate between each category, starting however you listed them. We'll start at the top of,
There's not an equal amount in each!
I just go through until out of all of them. We'll start with the, random, like the myth category, and then just move through to Bigfoot, then Loch Ness, and then, have covered or want to cover.
So start with the rest category, go up to Bigfoot, then Nessie, then the other ones.
Yeah, so keep a good, fresh thing of, relief. We're back to just Bigfoot again. Nice.
Alright. Okay, so first in the rest category is California. With the Dark Watchers.
California.
Okay, so yeah, first off is California with a creature known as the Dark Watchers. These are creatures that are basically tall, dark silhouettes of people.
They're shadows.
They're said to be about 15 feet tall, lurking against the twilight skies, often with flowing cloaks and wide-brimmed hats and walking sticks. They are a creature of Native American myth from the Chumash tribe of the Californian Central Coast, and they have been around for thousands of years and have taken many forms over the years. One author, John Steinbeck, wrote of the mysterious figures, saying, "No one knew who the Watchers were, nor where they lived, but it was better to ignore them and never show interest in them." Which I thought was very amusing.
I think the funny and racist way is that they were just black people and they've never seen black people before, so I just thought that they were this weird, crazy beings.
Ah, look, the Dark Watchers. Hey.
They were just like this other group of black people just happened to see the Native Americans be like, "Hi," and then the Native Americans were just like, "Oh no," and it was like, and they were just like, "Oh, okay," and walked away.
All right. And unless you have anything else to say about the Dark Watchers, shall we continue to the first Bigfoot?
All right, let's get a Bigfoot out of the way.
The first Bigfoot is Alabama, with White Fang.
Yeah,
spelled
Alabama.
Thang. White Fang.
White Fang.
Yeah.
That's so fucking Alabama.
It's an albino Bigfoot. That's it.
Really?
It's described as a creature standing 8 foot tall, covered in thick white hair. Others describe it as a white lion with glowing red eyes that resembles a kangaroo with the head of a cat. But otherwise, it's just described as an albino Bigfoot.
So think of a kangaroo with the head of a cat. Is like, what the?
It's not nice to think of, in my opinion.
I don't think it's that bad.
And I choose to not think about it. All right.
Yeah.
Our first Nessie is Alaska, with Tizhurk, known as the Loch Ness Monster. Thank you. Known as the Loch Ness Monster of Alaska, the Tizhurk was recently resurfaced in 2009 with grainy video footage shot by a fisherman.
Of course, grainy.
We didn't have actual cameras by then.
Yeah, 2009 way too long ago. Like you can't good. You can't really get good camera footage from 2009.
No. By all accounts, the fishermen were apparently lucky not to be snatched from the deck by the notoriously snappy sea monster. Witness reports of Tizhurk describe a giant sea serpent, 15 feet long, with a flipper. Yeah, that's
that bitch is a whale.
Well, it's described more like a sea snake, like a very.
I know. I get that. I understand what they're going for. And I'm sure the TV show is purely based on this exact kind of myth. Love the idea of being around there, because have you seen one of those shows?
I've like Finding Nessie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They go all around the world. They try to plot out like if it existed, this is what it's what's it? Feeding grounds around different times of the year would be, which makes total sense and everything. And it's like, yeah, you're right, yeah.
This could be the only place that they could possibly have been because it's the. Shut up.
And also over here because during this time of the year, it'd be easier. Yes.
Me just in my living room going, Where's the TV remote? Why am I watching this?
It's the only thing on.
I consider myself a scholar in these things, and yet I'm watching this shit.
Alright, next.
First in the category of I've already covered it, is Kentucky, with the Kelly Hopkinsville Goblins.
Goblins!
Avid listeners of the show will recognize these from.
Do you like goblins?
Like D&D goblins? Or?
Like, do you like goblins?
I'm gonna say yes and wait for the pointed answer to this.
Goblin D's nuts. Yeah.
Jesus, Jacob, I thought you were better than that.
Next state. No, I'm kidding.
These are little green goblin fellas who, in the Kelly Hopkins area of Kentucky, kind of held a family under siege for a night where they shot at them with shotguns. I think they were owls. That's my theory.
Oh, fuck. Wait, like the family shot at them, or they shot the family?
The family shot at them, like full-on buckshot at the goblins. Welcome to Kentucky.
Yeah, racist as hell, just because there were Jewish people there. Jesus,
Jacob!
Hey, that's the racial stereotype. It's horrible. Alright, next state.
Colorado.
Yay, South Park, let's go!
Let's go. With a creature known as the Slide Rock Bolter.
The what?
The Slide Rock Bolter.
Okay.
So it's basically a big tunnel that came to life. After a let me read this little paragraph. A dynamite-filled dummy left as bait for this predatory mountain whale, flattening the mining town of Rico, and it's said to have done for the monster too, which hasn't resurfaced since a wave of sightings hundreds of years ago. So it's basically
a land whale.
A land whale that is made of rocks and trees and shit that the townsfolk tried to blow up with dynamite, killing it, but also destroying the town. At least that's how the story
I've never
goes.
seen this South Park episode.
It would make a great one, though. I think I've seen that closer on an episode of SpongeBob, but... Alright, the next Bigfoot is Arizona.
Okay.
With the Mogollon Monster. Another one that is basically just an albino... The Mogollon Monster. Which is basically just another albino Bigfoot.
What do they call albino? Albino.
White fur, red eyes, that sort of shit.
They really don't like albino people. It's very, very racist. As is most things in America.
The Mogollon Monster was said to be an exiled chief of a Native American tribe. Others say...
Okay, it actually is racist, alright.
Others say he was a man who stole another chief's bride and transformed by the local medicine man as punishment. The Mogollon Monster is described as bipedal, covered in long black or reddish-brown hair on his face, and then white hair everywhere else. He stands at 7 feet tall with huge red eyes and gives off a terrible stink. Alright. The next Nessie is Georgia.
Alright.
I made a mistake doing this. Called the Altamaha. Said to swim like a dolphin, but with the snout of a crocodile and big bug eyes. The existence of this stream dweller has been recognized by Native Americans for centuries. By all accounts, the Altamaha is a strange green cryptid described as 20 to 30 feet long, with a sturgeon-like body and a bony ridge on its top. It's said to have a large protruding eyes and large sharp teeth.
You see, this kind of sounds like an Amazon River dolphin, but like way bigger and green.
Yeah. Okay, the next creature on ones I've covered before.
That shit was just a dolphin and they're stupid.
The next one on the ones I've covered before is Louisiana with the Lougarou, which I actually covered on last month's episode.
You're getting Creole.
Sorry?
Sorry, it sounds like it was Creole or something.
It's French.
Yeah.
But yeah, I covered this on last month's episode of Creatures of Canadian Myth. So I won't be take too long. It's basically a werewolf when somebody did wrong in the eyes of God, and then you cure the werewolfism by being the most British you can be, and going, here you go, giving them clothes and ignoring it for the rest of your life. Because if you don't ignore it, you'll get turned into a werewolf.
That checks out. What was it called again?
Lougarou. Loupgaru, I believe. Oh, Garou.
Okay.
You can also get... With the Lougarou, you can also get like were-otters and were-shit. Basically, whichever was the closest. I think it was like whichever was the closest animal nearby when you transformed.
The were-beetle.
Yeah. Who knows how it works? The next is Connecticut. On the rest, with melon heads. So what melon heads are basically, it's more of an urban legend than a cryptid, but it's a...
It's that one guy from that one Vine.
What?
You haven't seen the... Alright, yeah, sure.
Remind me of it. I'll probably know when you say it.
No, it's a guy with a watermelon in his head.
Oh, the watermelon guy. Yeah, okay.
It's just that. Now I want you to picture this. Just that, Finn. And keep describing.
Okay. So melon heads are supposedly inbred cannibal descendants of escaped asylum patients.
I'm just picturing it. It's just the watermelon guy.
They are said to have tiny bodies, but massive heads with bulging eyes, wiry limbs, and a tendency to bite.
All he needs is watermelon to keep him clean. It's very good. Yep.
Seriously, I was actually really considering doing a full episode of melon heads. I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to give myself the satisfaction. The next Bigfoot is Arkansas with the folk monster. There have been a few documentaries about the folk monster. Mainly just a Finding Bigfoot-esque documentary, where obviously they don't find it.
No, but I'm sure that gets really spooky and like, oh, the rustling bushes. Oh! Yeah, the
probably. People who have claimed to glimpse the beast describe a large red-eyed creature covered in long, dark hair. Some say it stands at 7 feet, others say 10 feet. It swings its arms like a monkey and smells of wet dog combined with a skunk. So basically, like you, Jacob.
No, that's fucked up.
The next Nessie is Idaho. With a creature called Charlie.
Charlie?
Charlie.
S-H.
Yeah, Sharlie. Which I'm pretty sure is every aunt's name, or nickname at least.
Mm-hmm.
Said to be an evil spirit dwelling deep in the Big Payette Lake. It's a dinosaur, like a plesiosaur-like creature, said to live in this lake. 35 foot long, dinosaur-like head, protruding jaws, humps like a camel with a shell-like complexion. It's a plesiosaur. They've described a plesiosaur.
Plesiosaur with a hump.
Yeah, plesiosaur with a hump.
Which, I don't know why a plesiosaur would need a hump, and the hump is to store water?
It's to store fat, you fucking idiot.
No, it stores so they can... Finn.
Jacob.
Finn.
Please tell me you know it stores fat.
Camels, they store water in their humps so they can, that's why
they
live in the
don't.
desert. Yes, they set it up.
No.
Alright.
I'm doing it. What do camels store in their hump? Fat.
Mm-hmm.
Google
what does
it, Jacob.
What does it do?
For nourishment in case they don't have any food. Not in case they don't have any water.
No.
Shit.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Which can be converted to water. Storing fat which can be converted to water.
No, it won't. It can't, though.
That's what it says.
They store fat. That camels use for nourishment in case they don't have food. Storing food energy as fat is especially important for camels who typically live in the desert, where food sources can be hard to come by. The longer camels go without food, the more their humps will deflate and droop. Fuck you,
Well,
Jacob.
my thing says... What's yours from?
The Britannica Encyclopedia.
Well, I'm from the National Geographic, and this is the hump function of the same function is they store fat which can be converted to water.
This can't, though.
It can. It's okay, you don't know, Finn.
Oh, Jacob. Alright.
Finn, it's okay that you don't know.
I do know that.
Finn, it's okay that you don't know.
Jacob, I know you're wrong, so I'm just going to go to Massachusetts.
See the way he treats me. Forces me to do this. Alright, next.
Massachusetts. This is a creature that I plan on covering, because I kind of just lumped going to and already have covered in the same category, is the Dover Demon.
Yeah.
It's a little fella.
You mentioned one to me, yeah.
Yeah, I probably have. With its figure-8-shaped melon head again, and the ability to fuse with rocks. It's described as having a rosy orange skin and a large head with a stick-like body. It often travels on all fours and has glowing eyes. It's great. I love him. He's brilliant.
It's the watermelon guy on all fours with red glowing eyes.
I can't wait to cover him on the podcast. Not the watermelon guy, the Dover Demon.
The watermelon
guy. Next in the rest category is Hawaii. With the Menehune. It's appearing only at night to build roads, dams, and temples. The Menehune are purported to be Hawaii's only ancient aliens. I hate this. Why did I get that from this thing? The Menehune have not often been seen by human eyes. The rare reports describe them being about 2 feet tall, and some witnesses have even said they're as tiny as 6 inches. So small that they'd fit in the palm of your hand. They look like little men made of wood.
That's cute, like that.
Yeah. Alright, now to go on to the next fucking Bigfoot. With Delaware.
I think you can just give like a full quarter of these states that they just have Bigfoot and like did that.
Would it be just easier if I went through all of the states that have Bigfoots and describe what makes them slightly unique, and then do the same with the Nessies?
Sure.
Okay, Delaware has the Shelbyville Swamp Monster. It's a Bigfoot that lives in a swamp, has a raccoon tail, and often wields a bat with a nail through it. Florida has the Skunk Ape. It's a stinky Bigfoot. That's it. Missouri has Momo, which is a black-haired Bigfoot who was apparently someone's dad in a costume. 3 toes, no neck, 7 foot tall.
But it's a guy in a costume?
Apparently. The next is South Dakota, with the Takuhi. Often, basically a finely dressed Bigfoot. It's got a top hat.
With a name like that, I thought it was going to be like fucking like Native American or something, but no, it's just a fucking Bigfoot with the top hat.
Yeah, Bigfoot with a top hat.
Alright.
Yeah, that is basically everything special about them. Tennessee has the Tennessee Wildman. Just a Bigfoot.
I've heard of one.
It's just a Bigfoot. There's nothing much special about the Tennessee Wildman.
I've heard of that one.
Here, let me... He apparently throws rocks at people and is ginger. So
that's fucked. Oh god, gross. Ugh.
And Washington is probably the most unique one of all. Bigfoot.
It's just straight Bigfoot. Up. They get Bigfoot. All right,
they get Bigfoot. Yeah. All the Nessies that we haven't already covered. Indiana gets the Beast of Bosco, which is... I should have really included this as like a unique one. It's a turtle. It's a big turtle.
Oh, cool. I like big turtles.
Maryland has Chessie. It's Nessie with a C.
Sorry, do you know what a Chessie is?
No, but I would love it to be explained to me in graphic detail.
We
have an adult audience. Go for it.
It's a chest pussy.
That is disgusting.
You know what a cussy is?
No, but now I'm curious.
It's a car pussy. Because you got to think of it. How do the cars in cars have sex? Well, obviously they have to have a cussy, right?
Nebraska. has the alkali.
Sorry,
lake
what was the one we did?
The
Cussy. The Cussy.
Shut up. Nebraska has the alkali lake monster. It's a stinky alligator rhino combination. It's just a big crocodile with a rhino horn. Said to be 40 to 100 feet long. Now I'm thinking
Jesus fucking Christ.
Now I'm thinking about it. Should have included as the more unique ones. That is pretty cool. Yeah,
40 to 100. Jesus.
Yeah. Nevada has Tessie.
Is Tessie? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a T-Rex pussy.
It's another Nessie. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Next on the list is Champy, from New York. It's Nessie with a star in its head. That's it.
What was it called again?
Champy.
Champy.
Which I'm pretty sure was the name of one of Gundam Tanaka's hamsters in Danganronpa 2.
Alright.
Next is Oklahoma, with the Oklahoma octopus. It's a big octopus.
It's an octopus.
Next is Oregon.
Oh, that was number 25. We're halfway.
Was it?
Yeah.
Next is Oregon with Colossal Claude. It's Nessie with
my
horns.
my grandfather's name is Claude.
Yeah, it does sound like something you'd give like an uncle for a nickname.
Where's Oregon?
Claude. Oregon, I believe, is in the middle of America, but
the one feels like a Creole country because Claude is a what's a Russian name?
Oregon.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm curious now. I've got a map.
Yeah, because Claude is like an extraordinarily
it's on the very west coast of America, right above California.
Yeah, Claude is a super popular name.
I'll send you through the map I've got from this website, which has a picture of all of them on their respective states.
Okay, next.
What did I just do? Colossal Claw,
Oregon.
that's it. And the last of the Nessies is Utah, with the Bear Lake monster. What's unique about
It's like the fucking one from SpongeBob. The sea bear.
It's another one that's just like a crocodile.
It's the sea bear from SpongeBob.
That would be very funny because that was a great episode.
They should just draw a circle.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all of the Nessies and Bigfoots out the way.
Yeah.
Now we can go on to the creatures I've either covered or plan on covering. Next is Minnesota with the Wendigo. Most people know what the Wendigo is. I plan on covering it in a future episode.
I've seen what's the game?
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendigo.
Sorry, which
what
state was this again?
Sorry?
Which state was this?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Right on the border of Canada. I was gonna do this creature. I was gonna do this creature on the Canada episode, but I was then planned on doing it for its own episode. So, basically, what happens when you resort to cannibalism out of desperation, and an evil spirit takes over you, and you turn into a cannibalistic deer monster. The next state is Montana, with the Shunkawarakan.
All right.
This I've considered doing its own episode on, but I'm a bit iffy on it. It's basically a creature like. Have you ever heard of the jackalope? Which actually I think I'll be covering.
Yeah. I've heard of jackalope. It's the it's a fucking rabbit deer thing
with
right?
antlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a creature that was proposedly found, but it might have been a hoax. It might not have been. There's some the jackalope. It's basically people definitely know that one was a hoax, but the Shunkawarakan, people aren't sure. It's just like it looks like a dingo almost.
As like a wild dog?
Yeah, it's a wild dog, but like an unheard of wild dog. No one knows what this thing is.
Okay.
So next is New Jersey with the Jersey Devil.
Ooh, yeah.
An 18th century mother frustrated she couldn't. She's had. I've had too many babies. I've cursed her 13th kid to be the devil, and it was the devil.
Classic New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Jersey.
You old card, you. That's basically the Jersey Devil. It's a horse-like creature. Pretty cool. I like it.
Oh gosh, you get birth to a horse?
No, it started out as a human and then rapidly transformed into a horse with bat wings, goat horns, and a Satan tail.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, and it's purple. Next is Virginia with the Snallygaster, which is basically just a noodle monster. It's like it's a dragon with noodles coming out everywhere. It's crazy. It's great. I love it.
That's a Pokemon and a half. Snallygaster is also yeah.
It's actually canon in the Harry Potter universe that the Snallygaster exists.
I like that for them.
Yeah, good for them. Next is West Virginia. Can you guess which one is West Virginia, Jacob?
No.
It's Mothman. It's your good friend
Mothman.
Mothman!
Yeah.
You do the recap on Mothman, Jacob.
Basically it's just a man that's a moth, but he's like a superhero that goes around fighting like Soviets. It's pretty great.
Yeah, that is basically what it was. And the last on the ones that I've already covered are Wisconsin, with the Beast of Bray Road. Basically a very famous werewolf that appears on this long stretch of highway. Very cool. Possibly monkeys. Possibly kangaroos.
What?
Listen to the episode, Jacob. It's one of my favourites that I've ever recorded.
Alright.
It basically is just Brendan and Josh being Brendan and Josh.
Yeah,
and just going off talking about bullshit.
I understand.
Alright. Now on to the rest of the rest.
With about, what's it, 17 left?
Oh god. Okay, the next state is Illinois, with the Enfield Horror. I would technically count this as a Bigfoot, but I thought it was unique enough to not count it as a Bigfoot.
Sure.
It's basically a Bigfoot with 3 feet, a giant rat tail. It hisses. It can leap at least 25 feet in a single bound, and is said to be an evil spirit or an alien. It also apparently loves beer.
I'm imagining it like Bilby.
I imagine like if you got a kangaroo, gave it a monkey's face, and gave it an extra foot. That's what I imagine for this fella.
Hey, good for them. They got 3 feet.
Yeah.
3 feet. Yeah, feet.
Shut up. The next is the Van Meter monster from Iowa, which is where our Pleasant View Lake games.
I swear to God, so many of these places sound exactly the same. I feel like I've had 3 Iowas.
You've had an Idaho and an Indiana. Maybe that's what you're going.
Illinois, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa.
Yeah. Iowa's where the Pleasant View Lake games are set.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
What's the creature?
It's called the Van Meter monster.
Van Meter monster.
Meter, as in the unit of measurement.
Oh, okay. It's a way to show that the Americans are afraid of the metric system.
Make it a pterodactyl. It's a pterodactyl. Mm-hmm. A blue pterodactyl with a unicorn horn.
That's so stupid.
Stupid. I don't know. Also, the horn glows and can act as a searchlight.
It's amazing. It's Rudolph the Blue-Horned Rudolph the Blue-Horned Pterodactyl.
You jumped through many loops there, and I love it. Next is Kansas with Sinkhole Sam.
Is it just a sinkhole?
No, it's a big worm.
Oh, it's fucking
like
Dune.
a
Let's
dune.
go. Or Tremors.
It's a 15-foot long worm. The scientific name that they gave it is a Foopengurkle.
That's stupid.
I love it though. Foopengurkle sounds like a great band name.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does, Jacob. It's a ground-dwelling eel. It makes sinkholes. That's about it. Other than being a Foopengurkle. Next is Maine, with possibly my favourite because it's a ghost moose. That's it. It's a ghost moose. I love me a moose. They are my favourite animals. It's a ghost moose.
Really?
Jacob, you've been in my room. Have you seen how much moose shit is around my room?
Yeah, they're doing the duck moose thing.
Yeah. But, moose are my favourite animal.
Terrifying creatures.
They're terrifying and beautiful.
So massive.
Yeah. Next is Michigan, with the Michigan Dogman.
I swear to fucking God, we've had shitting already. These are all the same.
We've had a Massachusetts, a Maryland, a Maine, Minnesota,
Mississippi.
Yeah, this is Michigan with the Michigan Dogman.
Dogman.
It's a big dog that sometimes walks on two legs, like if a werewolf was just a dog.
It's just a dog then.
It's just
a big dog. It's just a big dog. Kind of like a wolf.
Yeah, it's just a big dog.
So it's a wolf.
It's a wolf.
Damn, these Americans are creative, eh?
The next is Mississippi. Next is Mississippi with the... I'm going to struggle with pronouncing this. The Pascagoula River Aliens.
River Aliens, okay.
They are basically man-sized aliens that look like mummies with 3 horns poking out their heads.
Why not?
They also float.
Sure.
There's not much else to say about the Pascagoula River aliens. So we'll carry on.
Mm-hmm.
The next is New Hampshire. Another one that I was like, should I count this in the Bigfoot? It's even described as Sasquatch-like, but I thought this was fucked enough just to include on its own.
That's a great phrase, fucked enough.
Yeah, it's called the Wood Devil of Coos County.
Wood Devil.
It's like a sleek or a slim 7-foot-tall, grey-haired monkey man. It has yellow eyes and a constant grin and pointy. It sounds more like a fucking creepypasta than a cryptid, but it's very interesting.
It's a Sith Sasquatch.
A Sith Squatch.
Shut the fuck up.
You set me up with a perfect portmanteau, Jacob. I had to help myself.
You were right.
Alright, the next is New Mexico.
We're on the home stretch.
We are on the home stretch.
Last 10.
Next is New Mexico with the Teratons. It's a big bird. An aeroplane-sized bird. Witnesses describe Teratons having a wingspan of at least 20 feet. It's a big vulture. It's a big vulture.
Cool. I like that one. I like big
it's
animal.
It's simple,
big
it's
animal
clean.
Funny.
Yeah, big animal
it's
is
funny to think people look in the sky and think, wow.
That plane is big.
That big, eh?
That plane is big. Holy shit, it's a bird.
Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna expect from Americans, all right?
All right, the next is North Carolina, with the Beast of Bladen Burrow.
Okay.
Which has a very cool sounding name, in my opinion, but it's a big cat. It's.
That's kind of fucking
stupid. Sorry, just my mistake. Animal. Sorry, at this point, Jacob muted Discord call, which cocked up the whole recording. We went on to say that this was a vampire cat, because that's basically all a big vampire cat. Back to your regularly scheduled episode. Alright, the next is North Dakota with the Thunderbird. It's... What?
No, like the place where you fucking mine up fucking rocks.
Thunderbird
Park.
The Thunderbird. Yeah, I only know that as like the high wires place.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I went there with like a friend's birthday back in grade 6 or something.
So what is this Zapdos?
It's a Zapdos. That's it.
Literally?
Yeah, it's just a Zapdos.
The bird that makes like lightning and thunder and shit?
Yeah, it's a Zapdos. For all you non-Pokemon fans out there, I'm pretty sure this was also in Fantastic Beasts.
Really?
Yeah. Like right at the very end of the first one.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know, it's been about a year since I last watched that film. Next is Ohio with the Loveland Frogman. It's a frog with a magic wand.
Really? So it's just a frog, like nothing weird?
Well, a frog, like a 3-foot frog person with a stick that spits sparks. So, frog with a magic wand, baby.
I'm just like imagining it with like a fucking like wizard's hat on and like a little wizard's cloak, but has like stars and like sparkles and everything. So it's just a cute little wizard frog. He's going as it like casts spells.
It's a salamander.
It's very cute. It's a very the fuck up. It's very cute.
All right. The next is another personal favorite of mine. From Pennsylvania, we got the Squonk.
The Squonk.
The Squonk. It's basically a pig with saggy, ill-fitting skin covered in warts that is so ugly and so ashamed of its own appearance that it is constantly crying. It is basically the Finn of cryptids.
Okay, alright.
It also has another ability where it can, if you look it in the eye for long enough, it will body swap with you.
You look into its dark, voidless puppy dog eyes for too long. You become the Squonk.
You become the Squonk if you stare
at the Squonk. And then you
understand
why it's an eternal torment.
Alright. The next is Rhode Island. With Vampire Mercy Brown.
Family Guy.
Yeah, this one is Vampire Mercy Brown.
Like a specific person that's a vampire.
Yeah, it's a specific person who is a vampire.
Okay.
In when late 19th century farmer George Brown's relatives kept dying without explanation, locals decided to dig up the graves and investigate the bones. They discovered that one of them, Mercy Brown, was perfectly preserved. Never mind the fact that she'd only been dead 2 months and was buried in the coldest point of winter, they all thought she was a vampire. That's it.
They're very smart. Those people in Rhode Island, like with their claims and shit, they're very smart.
Next is South Carolina. It's the Lizard Man of...
We've definitely had South Carolina, I swear to God.
We've had North Carolina.
No fucking shot.
What was North Carolina? North Carolina was the beast of the vampire cat.
Yeah. Okay, South Carolina.
Was the Lizard Man of Scapor Swamp.
Alright, it's the Lizard Man.
It's a 7 foot tall lizard
Mark
man.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it's a 7-foot tall lizard man. There's not really much else I can do to describe it.
Mark Zuckerberg wanders the swamps of South Carolina.
Next is Vermont, with the Northfield Pigman. It's in 1951 on Halloween, a boy went missing, and apparently he turned into a pig man.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if he was a normal pig, he got struck by lightning and got turned into a pig man.
It was covered in white fur. It walked like a man, covered in white fur, and had a pig's face.
Can tell that you don't play Minecraft. It's fine.
I get the reference, Jacob. It just
okay,
wasn't
you
that.
Didn't get it. You didn't get it.
I got the reference.
It's okay. You didn't get it.
Shut up, Jacob. And the final one, our final one.
This is not the final one. This is the penultimate.
Then I've missed one.
I've been writing down the numbers.
This is probably the final one. This is the final one that I've got written down.
Oh god, you only have 49 states.
Is Wyoming with the jackalope, which we've already discussed. So, it's a rabbit with deer horns. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me just check to see.
Yeah, that's 49. Do you want me to go through them? I've written them down.
You've written down all the states?
Yeah, and the number that you set up.
Alright, let's go for it.
Alright. This is really fun to go through all of them at the end anyway. In California, we have the Dark Watchers. That was the first.
Yep.
In Alabama, we have the White Fang.
The White Fang?
White Fang, that's right, Fang. And then I heard AL for this one. Alaska?
Yeah, Alaska.
The Sarek?
Tizherk?
Tizherk, yep. Then Kentucky with the Goblins.
Yep.
And Colorado with the Siddle Rock What the fuck did
Slide
I write?
Rock
Slide
Bolter.
Rock Bolter. Yeah, Slide Rock Bolter. And then Arizona with the Mongolian Monster. That was number 6. Then I fucking GO. What the fuck is GO? Georgia. Yeah. With the Altamaha. Yep. At number 7. And then we have Louisiana with the Lugaro. Number 8. Did I have KK for this one?
I don't know what that could be. It's Connecticut should be the next
one. Yeah, Connecticut.
Which should be CC, I guess.
Yeah, Melonhead.
Yep.
Arkansas, I think. With the Folk Monster, number 10. This is my first 2 IDs. Is this Idaho or Indiana? With Charlie.
Should be Idaho.
Alright, Idaho, number 11. And then we have Maine. Do you have a demon?
No. Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Alright. HW. Hawaii. Yeah. The Menehuna.
Yep.
That's 13. Delaware. Swamp Monster.
Yep.
Florida. The
Skunk Ape.
Yep. Number 15. Missouri.
Yep, Missouri.
Momo. Number 16. South Dakota. Takahi. Number 17. Yep.
Top hat wearing Bigfoot.
Yep. Tennessee. The Wild Man. Number 18.
Yeah, the Tennessee Wild Man.
I have WA for this one. It's like fucking Washington. Got Bigfoot. The Boston's got number 19. And then this will be Indiana with Bosco, number 20.
Yep.
And then I have which would be
Maryland.
Sure, Maryland with the Cussy. And
Cassie, but carry on.
Yeah, the Cussy. Yeah.
Shut up.
Nebraska.
Yep.
Did I write Luke?
What?
I think I wrote Lake. Yeah.
The Alkali Lake Monster.
Yeah, number 22. Nevada with Tessie, number 23. New York with Champy, number 24. Oklahoma with the Octopus, number 25. Oregon with Claude, my grandfather, number 26.
Colossal Claude.
Utah with A Bear, number 27.
Yep.
Montana,
Minnesota?
Minnesota, yeah, with Wendigo.
Yep.
Number 28.
Next should be Montana.
Yeah, Montana, with the Chunkawakin, number 29. New Jersey with the Devil.
Yep.
Straight up. Virginia with good old Snallygaster.
I miss Texas.
We miss Texas. We found it.
Texas with El Chupacabra.
Hey, baby, let's go.
El Chupacabra or the Goat Sucker. It's probably a coyote. It's hairless, with needle-like fangs, said to suck the blood out of shit. It has large red eyes, a row of spines down its back, and occasionally bat-like wings. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
We've done it.
Have you seen the Scooby-Doo episode, the Scooby-Doo thing for El Chupacabra?
Yes, I have. Wasn't it a movie?
Yeah, it was like, and it's nowhere near what the Chupacabra is depicted as. But I don't know. It was a fun movie. Scooby-Doo movies are always good.
Yeah,
they're really bad.
I'm gonna post in chat the map I've been consulting with illustrations of all of these creatures. Purely because I think it's a really cool map, and I would like it in my room. But other than that, that's our episode this week.
Yeah, we did it. We got through fucking 50.
We got through fucking 50 creatures.
And you forgot one. And you forgot one.
I forgot. I was highlighting them along the way, so I didn't forget them. I must have highlighted Texas by accident, and then gone, oh, I've already done that, down to the Wendigo, I guess.
You know what? I'm proud of us. This didn't take 2 hours.
Oh, I'm frankly amazed. They only took, probably... I don't have an exact time for recording because we're doing
like
the same Discord.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 55 minutes, something like that. If you include the intro theme and the outro.
I think the main thing to take away from this is that there's way too many American states. You don't need this many.
Be like Australia and have 7.
Yeah, 7's a good amount. It's the same area as well, you know?
Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, ACT. There's 8, you bastard.
We don't count. Okay, it's fine.
What don't we count? Tasmania or the ACT?
Tasmania. It's not real. It's not a part of Australia. It's not a part of Australia.
Tasmania.
It's not a part of Australia.
This is.
It's not. Don't let this Englishman gaslight with the colonialism. It's not.
Oh god, I hate this friend group sometimes. Gaslighting me into believing Tasmania isn't a state. Alright. And unless Jacob has any other comments on any of these creatures?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Then that has been this week's episode. As normal, check out the Twitter, the email, check out my Patreon, donate to my Patreon, please. And I guess see you next week. Bye.
Bye. I was waiting for the "and I've been Finn."
Oh, I forgot that bit.
Yeah, I know.